invented the race. I have become a champion for it. I got the vision quickly and immediately recognized what potential that the ray has for our state, area, and for our nation. Nothing, and I want you to hear this, absolutely nothing is more important to the Department of Transportation than highway safety. Many of our highway fatalities, and we all know this, are out of our control. But what we will be hearing about and talking about and witnessing today is in our control. Today we will announce two groundbreaking technologies that will greatly help with highway safety. You do what I do when we ride underneath the informational signs on the highways that tell us how many fatalities that we've had. And we watch that number throughout the year grow and grow and grow, to the point now that it's more than 1,400 deaths this year, which will be the most ever on our highways. What we're talking about today will help reduce that number. And that's what we're about today. Before I go any further, and you know the script has changed because the governor and the first lady were not able to come. I asked Allie if she just wanted me to do a little dance. I've spent the last 2 days preparing this introduction for Governor Deal and for Sandra. I'm just kidding, only about a half a day. But what I thought that I would do, even though they're not here, because I don't want all of my time and effort and work to go in vain, I want to talk about them as if they're here. We just won't hear a speech. And so what I want to talk about first is Sandra Deal. And what I was going to say, which I'll say to you, is that Sandra Deal is one of the great blessings of our state today. She has been and is an incredible First Lady. In fact, I refer to her as our lovely First Lady. She's done a wonderful job with many things in our state, but most of you know that her emphasis has been on children and on education. The other thing that I was going to say, which I will say, which I think she would have liked, is that some of you know that I am a camellia nut. Well, Sandra Deal is one of the few people that has a camellia name for her. And it was done in 2015. The Sandra Deal camellia is a beautiful camellia. It's a solid white bloom with a yellow center. And we are very, very fortunate to have Sandra Deal as our First Lady, and I wanted to express our love and affection and appreciation for her. Now, that's what I was going to say about Sandra Deal, and you be the judge as to first of all, I must recognize my cohort in crime, Mr. Johnny Floyd, who is a DOT board member from the 2nd Congressional District. Johnny is from Cordele, Georgia, came all the way up here. He's got strong connections to LaGrange, and I know he's delighted to be here. Johnny Floyd. Now let's hold our applause. And I'm just going to go through these and ask them to stand, please. The Georgia PSC Chairman, Mr. Chuck Eaton, is here. State Representative Randy Nix is here, I think. It was supposed to be. Where is he, Allie? State Representative John Pizzo was supposed to be here. Don't tell me all these people are going to be here if they're not here. The Chief Administrative Officer of Kia is here, Mr. Stuart Countess. And I got to tell you, the person that is with Stuart today is Corinne Hodges, and I'd like for Corinne to stand. Corinne is in the background. Stuart gets all the credit. Corinne does all the work. And so, Corinne, I want to always thank you for everything you do, not only for... Thank you. Those members are here, right, Patrick? Thank you. GDOT Director of Operations, John Hibbard, is here. I say this because I mean it. We have 7 district engineers in Georgia. My district engineer, the one I work with the most, the one I say is the best one, is right here, and his name is Michael Presley. In addition to sitting on Michael's left is former Commissioner Vance Smith. Vance, glad to see you. The CEO of Wheelwright is John Catling. Where's John? John, there he is. The director of Wattway by Colas. Listen to my French now. Is Jean-Charles Brosat. How'd I do? Good. He's going to speak to us in just a minute. And then a very special new friend of mine is here. I did not know he was coming. My confidant over here, Allie Kelly, didn't tell me he was coming. But he's here, and he is going to be the next greatest senator in the state of Georgia. And I'm speaking of Senator-elect Matt Ras. Now, thank you, Matt. And then, last but not least, the president of Reeves Construction Company, Mr. Robert Ponton. Robert, where are you? Good to see you. Now, this is the part that is interesting, because this is when I was going to introduce the governor. So let me just summarize what I was going to say, and then maybe you can tell him that I said some nice things about him. The basic facts about Governor Deal are these, and y'all probably know most of these basic facts. He's a native of Sandersville. He graduated from Mercer University, both undergraduate and the law school. He practiced law in Gainesville. And you might ask, and I might ask, why Gainesville? Well, because that is the hometown of Sandra Deal. And I can't say for sure that that's why he went back to Gainesville, but that's what I'm saying. He has had a most distinguished career in public service, as a prosecutor, as a judge, as a state senator, and as a United States congressman. What a record of public service. And of course now, he is our 82nd governor of the state of Georgia. In fact, he ran for governor in 2010 and won re-election in 2014. The Deals have 4 adult children and 6 grandchildren. Those are the basics, and those are the things that we all know about the Deals. But I want to talk for a second about going beyond the basics, because Nathan Deal is an outstanding man in every respect. He is a great leader. He is a great husband. He is a loving husband and a great family man. And I say this because this is how I feel, but he is perhaps the most, in my opinion, he is perhaps the most effective governor we've ever had in Georgia. He will no doubt have many strong legacies. There are a lot of things he'll have legacies about, but to me, a major legacy of Nathan Deal will be his support of transportation. I've been on the DOT board for 25 years, longer than anybody ever. And I can tell you without question that Nathan Deal has supported the Department of Transportation. He has supported our staff, and he has supported the DOT board like no other governor that I've been familiar with. In my opinion, this support is the primary reason that we have one of the finest highway systems in America and why it will remain that way and even get better in the years ahead. So those are the sort of personal comments that I wanted to make about Governor Deal. I'm sorry he's not here. I think most of you know the reason is because of the overcast skies. The helicopter couldn't fly in it. And then you might say, well, why didn't he drive? Well, his schedule after this is so tight that he didn't have time to drive down here and drive back and then keep his schedule. And we certainly understand that. We did not want him to be taking any chances, but that's why he is not here. But our next speaker is here, and our first speaker, and she's sitting right over there. Her name, of course, is Harriet Anderson Langford. You can just stand while I talk about her. Harriet is a native of LaGrange, where she resides with her husband, Phil, and that Phil, stand up. She and Phil have two daughters, Melissa and McCall. They have 3 grandchildren. Harriet, of course, is the youngest daughter of Ray Anderson. Over the past 30 years, she has served in numerous nonprofit leadership roles in LaGrange. LaGrange, Jim, is so lucky to have Harriet Langford there and so many great leaders, including Stewart County. She's on the board of Georgia Conservancy and Sustainable Atlanta. She's a graduate of the University of West Georgia. And of all things she is most passionate about is the Ray. And her enthusiasm is contagious. There's no doubt in my mind that Harriet's strong leadership, with that strong leadership, the Ray will exceed all expectations and will become a model for America. And that's what we're trying to make the Ray, Harriet. So with no further ado, please come and speak to us, Harriet Anderson Langford. Thank you.
To the Ray. Today is a day of celebration, and I'd like to recognize and thank some people here today. When I call your name, please stand. I'm looking for my husband. Next, there he is. My sister Marianne Lanier, her husband Jamie Lanier, and these are our trustees for the Ray C. Anderson Foundation. Also, my nephew John Lanier. He's our executive director for the Ray C. Anderson Foundation. And without your financial support, there would be no highway project called the Ray. We're forever indebted. I'd also like to recognize a few other key people here today that have helped make the Ray a success. PSC Commissioner Tim Eccles. Did we lose Chuck Eden? Okay, Chuck Eden's here also. We've got our senior fellow, Michael Molitor, all the way from Europe. He is our representative for the Ray C. Anderson Foundation. And we have a couple of board members for the Ray today. John Picard, he's our West Coast guy. He's our innovation, unbelievable, creative thinking, always looking for big stuff. Forever grateful for John Picard. And Lisa Lilienthal, she was Ray's publicist and a really good friend, and I want to say also that John Picard was like a son to my father Ray. Thank y'all for coming all the way. Also, I need to recognize Allie Kelly, our executive director, for her unbelievable leadership and guts to guide us down a path like no other organization has ever done before. Allie, thank you for your commitment and personal drive. As Ray Anderson said, Interface was and still is doing well by doing good, and we at the Ray are doing the same. We've come to discover a way to make clean energy on our highway and also make money, which leads to economic development and technological prosperity. We've unlocked value for our highways around the world. Just think of this. The surface of the road can have a second life. The United States and the state of Georgia are making history. I'd like to say that our first technology we are most thrilled about is Wattway, our beautiful solar road. Wattway is a first in the United States. It's a thin, heavy-duty, skid-resistant photovoltaic pavers that can be directly applied to existing pavement and generate energy from the sun. We also have another installation that has happened. It's called Wheelwright. Wheelwright is a state-of-the-art drive-over tire safety system that measures tire pressure and for the first time anywhere, tread depth, right here at our visitor center. It's open, free to the public. I really want to thank Corinne Hodges and Stewart Countess for your commitment in funding this wonderful technology. On the Ray, safety is our #1 goal. Under or over inflated tires reduce gas mileage and efficiency, cause carbon pollution, and kill people. We value each life on our highway, and we believe this technology can be a game changer for the world. Thank you. Next, I'd like to introduce Sean Charles, Director of Wattway by Colas. Please give him a warm Georgia welcome. Not so warm today.
Good afternoon. The great family of the Ray Foundation, Harriet and Phil, Ali, Michael, John and Lisa, honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your inspiring words and thank you for being with us today. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Jean-Charles Boisat. I am the director of Wattway. And in case you didn't know, I'm French. So please, can be, oh, sorry. So please, can be and bear with me and my English, please. Thank you. Wattway is a Colas brand, represented here by Reeves, a Colas US company. I would like to start by taking advantage of this opportunity to thank the management at Reeves for their dedication and commitment to this innovation, which has led to the first Wattway application project in the United States. My thanks also go to the people of Anasolar who work with us to manufacture and install the electric system in compliance with American regulations. I am very proud to be here today in the United States, the land of the pioneers and innovations, to inaugurate the first Wattway trial site on American soil. All of this was made possible because the Ray Foundation believed in Wattway and worked hard with us to make this come true. The Ray Foundation has supported aspiring, strongly growth projects for nearly a century. It goes without saying that the Ray Foundation and Colas are profoundly linked by a shared ambition for roads. But to understand where we are today, let's go back in time and see how Wattway came to be. It all started 10 years ago. Colas was working on a project that could give new function to the road. Research and development team came up with the concept that road could serve as a support to production of photovoltaic energy. After 5 years of research, development and test with the French National Solar Institute, Colas unveiled Wattway 1 year ago. Let's talk now about where Wattway is going. The surface area the road offers worldwide is enormous. The USA alone has more than 70,000 kilometers of highway and more than 6 million of roads and streets. The potential for photovoltaic production on this road is, and I use the word carefully, virtually infinite. Of course, Wattway is not going to replace the other source of photovoltaic energy that exists today. Wattway is one building block of the energy mix, just like wind turbines, offshore wind parks, rooftop solar panel, and more. Just one figure to illustrate the potential for Wattway development. In the United States, there are 246 million passenger vehicles on the road, and 90% of Americans drive to work. In this context, Wattway can also play a role of fostering electromobility and making it easier to use electric vehicles. Today, with charge station, and tomorrow with induction-based charge zone. So, the future of Wattway is bright. Where is Wattway today? We are aiming to perform 100 trial sites around the world, about 50 in France and 50 outside of France. The Westport site is Wattway's first true international trial site, which makes the even more symbolic for us. I am very proud to be able to share this with you. We are testing the mechanical characteristics of the panel. We are measuring the daily energy production and weather data. As true pioneer, please, the Ray Foundation is accompanying us in the experiment phase. We will work with the Ray Foundation and other American partners we wish to come on the board to continue to pave the way forward. Thank you for your patience with my English, and thank you for your attention. Merci.
We have a statement from Governor Deal, which if I can figure out this phone that belongs to Corinne, I will try to read it. Corinne, come help me. I told you she did all the work. Okay, here it is. I am proud of the hard work Kia Motors Manufacturing Georgia, the Ray Organization, and the Georgia Department of Transportation have carried out in collaborating with the State Transportation Board to bring two groundbreaking transportation technologies to Georgia, the Wattway and Wheelwright. I understand that both technologies are brand new to the world, and their installation in the New Vista Center are the first of their kind in the United States. This unique partnership between private, nonprofit, and state partners has made it possible for Georgia to lead the country and the world in demonstrating technological innovation, enhancing Georgia's long history of achievement, advancement, and leadership in the global energy, technology, and transportation sectors. That's from Governor Deal. Now, I wanted to introduce somebody I've already recognized. He's sitting on the front row here. His name is Stuart Countess. We all know Stuart. He is the Chief Administrative Officer of Kia, which is, y'all, the top executive position at Kia. He came to Kia in 2008 from Mercedes in Alabama, where he served in several leadership positions over 13 years. Stewart received his Master's of Business Administration from LaGrange College and holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Electrical Engineering from the University of Alabama. Stewart and his wife reside in LaGrange, and they have 4 children. Stewart is an important community leader and serves on the board of the LaGrange Academy. Stewart has been very, very supportive of the Ray. I want to thank him so much for that, and thank Kia for helping us in so many ways. It's a great pleasure to present to you the top guy at Kia, Stewart Countess.
Sam, I'd first tell you that you understand who controls my life at work. And everybody needs good supporters, so I appreciate it. You know, Kia would like to welcome you also to West Georgia, and more specifically into Troup County. You know, this is our home. We live just up the interstate. If for most of you, you know exactly where that is, but you know, this is where we make our products, and we do it at a very fast pace and enjoy doing it every single day. So Kia was initially approached about the idea that later became known as the Ray in July of 2014. Our work with Harriet, Phil, and Allie has been quite phenomenal. I personally have grown to know a whole lot of new technologies and probably ask more questions than they ever thought that I would, because I am an engineer and I like to understand how this works. What we didn't fully recognize is all the potential opportunities, such as the vision that they were looking at. 2.5 years later, we're seeing that potential today. It's a fact that 1 in every 4 tires on a car are underinflated. That presents a problem with regards to vehicle safety and performance. Safety in vehicle handling, and in performance, fuel efficiency. The drive-through technology that you see here today allows for tire pressure and tire depth checks while never leaving your vehicle, and as Harriet has already stated, it's free, which is a great attractor. Kia's partnership and our collaborative efforts with Governor Deal, the GDOT, the Ray C. Anderson Foundation, we are proud to demonstrate to the world that it is possible to achieve through innovative ideas a zero loss of life and also improving our environment. Now please welcome to the stage John Catling, the CEO of Wheelwright.
Good afternoon, everybody. Different accent. Somebody else who's been on an aeroplane to be here today, and I apologise for bringing the weather. I didn't expect it to be quite so cold, and for those of you with thick woolen coats, I envy you. But anyway, here we are. I'd like to thank Kia. I'd like to thank all the team at the Ray for inviting me to be here today. I also have one of my engineers with me, it's Peter over there. Peter and my engineering manager were here doing the installation, and they didn't bring any sunshine either, so they've had a chilly week. We're introducing you here at the Ray our technology. We're a developer. We're a technology developer, and we're based in Oxford in the United Kingdom. We have a team of engineers, specialists in imaging, specialist mathematicians, mechanical engineers like Peter, electronics engineers. It's an interdisciplinary team to deliver the technology that you will see today. My name is John Catling. I'm the CEO. I am also one of the founders and investors. So some of what you see today involves my money, and it's very real. So the more places we put it, the better I like it. Here's a chilling fact. There are 5 billion tyres on planet Earth, and they're all rather dumb. They sit in the corners of all vehicles, they stop them falling over. They're on cars, they're on trucks, they're on buses. And their maintenance is critical for the safety of the drivers and the owners, which we've mentioned today, fuel efficiency, and also the reduction of waste. These are areas that Ray Anderson highlighted in his transformation of Interface to become a sustainable company. Without his legacy, we wouldn't be here today, and I wouldn't have the opportunity to speak with you. He is and was a true visionary. But we have a vision too. Our vision is to help drivers check their tyres. It's a dirty chore. Most of us don't want to do it. We ignore them. But we want to make that process simple, easy, and convenient for every one of you in here that has a car. And I don't believe there is one member of America that doesn't have a car. With tyres on, and as Stuart's already pointed out, 1 in 4 of those tyres, that's left, right, back or front, is underinflated. Slight digression. We did a test back in the UK. We came up with exactly the same statistic. So you're not bad, we're all the same. Our vision is to make that process easy, simple and convenient. We just want drive-through tyre check. One of our installations, you drive through it at up to 10 miles an hour and we'll check your tyre pressures, the vehicle weight, the tyre temperature, and now, here, for the first time, tread depth. We're using advanced imaging techniques to collect and capture images of the entire tyre circumference. That's 360 degrees of your tyre as you're driving through, and we're capturing those images. We're taking over 500 measurements of your tread depth, and we're going to give you 4 simple numbers. Here's a question. What's your minimum tread depth supposed to be? No one's putting their hand up. I asked several people today, nobody knew, except for one policeman, one state trooper. He did know. And it's 3:30 seconds. Sorry, 2:30 seconds. So remember that. We'll deliver that information to you in seconds, reporting the results to a touchscreen, a mobile phone, an email, or an app. And the Ray here is the first public installation and demonstration of these features to drivers in the United States, or indeed anywhere in the world. It will be a tremendous showcase for us to introduce our technology to highway authorities, DOT, fuel retailers, truck fleet operators, retailers, indeed any location where vehicles gather and can be checked. We're continuing our technology development to deliver drive-through tyre check. And the next thing for us is to be able to examine those images on the tyre surface and the sidewall to be able to identify damage on your tyres automatically. And when it's ready, Harriet, Ali, I'd like to bring it to the Ray, please. Peter, get on with it. Finally, when I was travelling over on the plane, Phil gave me a copy the last time I was here of Ray's inspirational book and The Confessions of a Radical Industrialist. And I got to page 46, which I commend to you all because it's on page 46 that he mentions tyre pressures. And he simply writes to truck operators, before you bother with biodiesels, try and get your tyre pressure checks right. And on that note, I'd like to thank you all for listening. You've been a tremendous audience, and I thoroughly enjoyed speaking to you. Thank you very much.
So as you can see, getting directions. So what we would like to do is certainly we have on the backside, we have our Proud products, the Sorrento here. I'd like to invite Sam. You and I will take a drive through, break the ribbon, and let's check out how the system works. And please, anybody come and take a look. Thank you.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
They're actually going to go down and back up over to the front. Oh no, the ribbon's down here. I see it.
Oh, I'm counting these people for the...
That worked very good.
think we ever get along without these, right?
And if you've got the tread decks on here and you've got full tyres on, this would not be a good car. You've got great reading. Anyway, so hopefully we get better luck.
Can you keep the screen? Can you keep the screen up so we can
Yep, the next one. Yeah, sure.